get the most out of your workout. What's up, guys? Marty here, and welcome to another edition of Marty's Corner. And today's quote is from W. Clement Stone, and it says, "Small hinges swing big doors." And life's like that, right? It's like you have this huge, heavy door, and it just doesn't work if the hinges are rusty. It's like you gotta either replace them or put some WD-40 on it. Otherwise, you're gonna have a hard time moving that door. And it's often the small things in life that make the biggest difference, and your body's no different. So the big idea here is just that with your body. If your hinges, aka your joints, if they're rusty, if they're not working, you're gonna have trouble making big moves. So here's how this applies to you and getting the most out of your workout. So many people after a long layoff try to jump right back in where they left off on their training routine, and others, they work out and they could be continuing down the path of getting stronger, and all of a sudden run into a brick wall and the gains just suddenly stop. And in fact, we were talking a little bit about this last night in online MMA, online jiu-jitsu class on how to get flexible really fast. So in both cases, the likely culprit are the small hinges of the body that have big consequences down the muscular chain. So for example, the hip flexors are a group of muscles that are relatively small in the front of your hip compared to the quads that are the bigger, larger muscles. And the same in the back of the hip. Your piriformis is a little small, tiny muscle that whenever it gets tight and short, it'll just completely shut off the glutes, and that makes it extremely hard to do anything. I mean, it basically freezes up your hips. In either case, when those muscles get too short and tight, they shut down the larger muscles and keep them from doing their job. And when properly maintained, you're going to get a lot stronger, a lot faster. You're going to be in a lot less pain, and you're going to prevent injuries before they happen, because I got to tell you, tight hips lead to catastrophe down the chain in either place, either way, up or down, and it all starts with the hips. So not to mention one more thing, whenever you loosen and stretch these muscles, it's going to allow for the muscular development that's going to give you the body you want, especially if you're looking to turn some heads. So let's put this into action. Take the time to stretch before and after your workout, especially the hips. Stretch before you go to bed and reap the benefits of taking care of your hinges. And by the way, if you really want to take this to the next level, I'd like to invite you to check out our free Facebook group called Reawaken Your Competitive Spirit. You can search for it. I'll leave a comment or a link in the comments rather, and this is going to make it easy for you to get the most out of your workout and be surrounded by a group of former athletes who understand where you're coming from without constantly feeling constricted and in pain. So I'll see you guys there, and bye everyone. Have a great day.